Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the SDFC Fancast.
Let's get ready to suck
Oh,
In-
that has been missed.
In wonderful fashion, we have our producer back, and Lord heavens, have we missed him. It's just not the same. Thank you, Trevor, for another wonderful soundbite.
Drinking, smoking, having weed, anything you want to pick.
That's how we roll out over here. And the tailgate.
Beetlejuice.
Oh man,
Who, me?
Keep them
Who, me?
coming.
I'm 5'4", but I'm 40 at 9. Who, me? Well, yeah, so it's good to have Trevor back. Keegan is not with us. He's got food poisoning for the sound of it. So Keegan, Godspeed, and we wish you well. Wish you well.
Diarrhea.
Well, hey, we were just joking, dude. You have to stop drinking liquid French. Literally. Like, it's not funny anymore. This joke isn't funny, Keegan. Stop drinking it. It's going to make you sick every time.
There it is.
Yeah, give it up, bud. Give it up. But maybe he's puking because of our result to Charlotte. Maybe that's like the real reason he's puking. He can't talk about it.
Talk about a segue. Well done, sir.
Oh, thanks. Every now and then we crack the nut of the squirrel, gets it, as they say.
Isn't it like a blind squirrel finds the nut?
Yeah.
Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah, we can move on.
So 3-0. We were away to Charlotte, 3-0. It didn't go very well. We pretty much got our asses kicked for the entire game, it felt like. I guess I'm just gonna talk briefly about it. We have a guest appearance in the background for the video, folks. Kitty cat. Not a duck, it's a cat. Get a cat soundbite. Yeah, 3-0. Basically, I know there was a fairly early yellow card and then another yellow card, which equals red. That didn't help things. But even that aside, like we just got kind of our butts kicked. CJ DeSantos played really good, and then we got our asses kicked. So that's kind of how I mean, there's not much to say on my side of things. I know you guys had a couple little things you wanted to touch on, so I might just leave the floor for you guys. Chris, why don't you go ahead?
Yeah. I mean, look, it's the middle. It's not the middle of the season, but players may be getting tired. Match fitness might be a thing, but it kind of. And I don't want to be Jonathan Negatron, but it kind of felt like Mikey might have panicked a little bit, might have pushed the panic button. The starting lineup was, I mean, so the midfield having Godoy and De La Torre not starting was certainly a question considering how good Godoy and Yepe have been playing together all season long, and De La Torre as well. Maybe match fitness had something to do with that. I don't know. They ended up coming in anyways, but I didn't like that. And then also starting Andres Reyes, who has not played 1 minute all season, starting him at center back against a really good Charlotte team where Keegan so eloquently put the fortress. I just didn't see the reason for that. Right when I saw him starting, I was very concerned. McVay at left back also is weird to me. I mean, if you're going to do anything, we have tons of depth at left and right back. So start McVay and Patty up the middle and then bring in Andres in the 50th, 60th minute and let him get his feet wet a little bit. Don't throw him in the starting lineup right off the bat when he hasn't played all season. The red card, yellow or double yellow, could have been a red. Obviously wasn't great, but I have a hard time placing the blame on Andres Reyes. I honestly place the blame on Mikey. I hated the starting lineup. We never looked like we've looked all season long. And it was disappointing. It was disappointing. We still had a lot of passes. We still had possession, but it wasn't like dangerous possession. So yeah, I don't know. It was a disappointing result. I hope there was more behind the scenes going on and it wasn't like a panic move, but it sure felt like a panic move to me.
Right, you Nate.
I don't know. I don't know the thought process behind the lineup, but I guess the things that I liked about it, I like that he trusts the bench, that he'll throw Alvarado in there. Because Alvarado, I think, has been a bit of an unsung hero in times where in the fact that he'll play any position and he'll do it relatively well. So I do think he deserved a start or the start somewhere. I think that I McVay starting at left back felt weird, but I swear it really is just we were playing with the not center backs, but three center backs, right? A left center back, a right center back, and a center back. I don't know the terminology. What's the terminology these days that the kids use? I don't know.
Well,
But back in the day,
that would be the case if there was a 5 defender formation. Sorry to cut you off, Nate, but there was a 4 defender
but that's
formation.
how I feel like it. We naturally go to that, and any possession base again. I'm saying it again, but any possession based team is going to naturally form like that. During a game. I think that if that's the case, why put Andres Reyes as the one that's going to get the most heat all game? Like that maybe was a little too much trust. Maybe put McVay in that position, put Andres Reyes as the left center back, or the left back, or I guess whatever it turns out to. And and I'm basing that off looking at the heat maps and things like that after the game, with the three backs. Is why I said that. But of course, it's hard to tell when one of those three get a red card in the 30 something minute. We fell back to conceding early. We conceded in the 11th minute while we still had 11 players. We conceded when we still had a full team, which doesn't look great. We've been talking about conceding early forever, not forever, but pretty much since the beginning of the season. But with all that being said, we're gonna have to rotate sooner or later. It's a long season. Godoy just captained Panama to that semifinal or a final in whatever that cup we pretend we don't care about because we lost it. So I'm very ambivalent. I like a lot of the things that we showed, and I dislike some of the things that we showed. I like that we did still beat them in possession. I know it doesn't mean jack crap, and I'll be the guy back in the day. I'm a Chelsea fan, so I'll be like, possession doesn't mean shit if you lose. You know what I mean? I've said that a million times. But I will say the fact that it's our first early dismissal of a player and we still were attacking, we still strung passes together. We only had 2 shots on target, which sucks. I do believe that the passes, like you said, Christopher, were not as crisp as they could be. Like not as there wasn't a big threat. They weren't threatening. There weren't, we can keep possession, all that stuff. One thing that I did like is that we had the same exact amount of fouls as Charlotte did, which I feel like that's a better stat than possession in like if you go a man down and you have the same amount of fouls as a team and you're playing away, that's pretty good. Like I feel like that shows that you maintain possession in a better way than a possession stat, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like you didn't have to chip the game away. You didn't have to slow the game down and be a piece of crap like that and make it boring in order to maintain an even level, even though you were a man down. So I do think that's very indicative of like that our style is true and that our players are very good at that and that we will continue to progress. I like it that it's a long season. And as long as we make the playoffs, I honestly don't care. And every single thing has kind of pointed to our team being good and that we will make the playoffs. So that game sucked. I'm glad it's over, but it's really easy for me to put it in the rearview mirror. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. No, you both bring up really good points. I have 2 actually quick things I want to touch on that you guys didn't. Diop just played really well when he came in. Particularly that one stop on goal. He just said like, "You shall not pass." And how often do we see people like turn their head and like the ball just misses them, and he just looked at it and it ate him and it went into the crowd. And like, I hope he gets a start this coming week because he certainly probably will with Reyes not being able to go. And then the last thing, and it's probably a bit of a hot take. I've been thinking about it honestly almost since he's came in. I know he has 1 goal. I think Chuky's playing like crap. I think every time he gets the ball, all he does is he doesn't look for the pass. He turns and then he'll look for like a shot. Like I feel like he's trying to do too much. I feel like he's had a couple of intricate plays here and there, and I know he scored. But honestly, like this past game especially, I feel like he got it 3 times where he just turned and just blindly shot it and he got blocked, and it's just a break of play. And maybe that's just me being, I don't know what, but I feel like I'm a little bit frustrated, quite frustrated with him in particular with considering he's our number one high level signing. But I know he is coming off an injury. It's a long season, like you said, Nate. And you got to rotate guys, like you said, sooner or later. And Mikey gave him a shot, and it didn't really work out. And it'll be really so to segue that maybe to Salt Lake this weekend. If you guys have anything else about the Charlotte game you want to touch on,
No, it's a good point.
To the
You go
Chucky
ahead, Nate.
thing, I will say Chucky has played 378 minutes and has 5 goals and 4 assists. So that's a goal contribution every 42 minutes. I think maybe we're holding him to a pretty high standard.
Okay, maybe I am. I didn't realize those stats were that good. So I am holding him to a really high standard. Then maybe I'm just being objectively biased in my way.
Check my stats though. Check it.
That sounds very.
No, that's wrong. No, that's wrong. My stats are wrong.
He way wrong.
One goal and 3 assists.
Yeah, I was like, bro, what have I been watching?
No.
So yeah, 1 goal and 3 assists sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think any of our players have scored 5 goals.
No. So I don't think I'm being too unfairly harsh.
I don't think so.
Well, I agree. It's a lot of pressure on him. But also when he was out, there was a lot of pressure on Dreyer, and Dreyer stepped up and did his thing.
Yep.
I mean, he's our DP. We need him. We need him to step up and make special plays. And he's had a handful. But consistency, I would say, has been lacking. I do think this week was kind of an anomaly. When you're a man down, you're just going to be pressing and pressing and pressing. So taking those blind shots is kind of to be expected because you're just trying to make something happen, especially when you're down 2-3-0. You're right about Diop, Colin. I've been so stoked on him all season long. I'd love to see him get more playing time. And also just we brushed on it. Brushed on it? Is that what
you brushed over it. That works.
Touched on it. We touched on it.
Yeah, well, same difference.
Keegan touches on it at Diddy parties all the time.
Put that in a thesaurus.
Thank you, Trevor.
Applaud that.
I really hope we get Thomas Muller because we need a striker. On hell, again, we were a man down in the 43rd minute, but even prior to that, he was non-existent as our striker. I forgot he was in, to be honest. And Dreyer had a really quiet game too. So I don't know. It's a tough away game. Let's just hope and pray we bounce back.
Mine look good. My points were very ridiculous, but back to the individual thing. Sorry to cut you off a little bit, Chris, but I had to say this before I forgot. Is Mighton did that spin move. Colonial, you texted us and stuff, and Mighton to me looked how and Tomas Angel looked when he came in bad out of hell and got the start the next game. That to me is how Mighton looked in Charlotte. We all have a kind of soft spot for Mighton for sure. I think people can kind of realize that. I think, you know what, making up stats, he scored 10 goals and 11 assists already this season for us. So
it was 12 goals and 14 assists.
Because I like to do that,
Every time he touches the ball, I will say I feel like he's electric. And if he doesn't hit one of his intricate efforts that he's trying, he's being creative and he'll make the smart pass when and if he needs to, but he's not afraid to make it that exciting challenge, nutmeg, a back heel or something. Which, speaking of back heel, I got to give some credit to Charlotte because they had some really nice intricate plays. It was fun to watch.
Good team.
I know they're very good.
That was annoying.
It was annoying. And DeSantos had a good game, and
they're good.
But one last thing that similar to Colorado, we never gave up. Like you were saying, Nathan, we were still holding possession and we were still trying. We weren't just trying to limit it to 3 goals or 2 goals or whatever. We were still pushing forward and showing that fight that you want to see out of especially an expansion team. So credit Mikey in that regard, prepping this team to have that kind of fight and will to not give up. But yeah, tough week.
Yeah, but it's like you said, it's stinking long season. Plenty of heart. I will give the tip of the cat on that. We have a lot of heart on this team, and it will be interesting. Real Salt Lake. Last time we played them, what was that? Month and a half ago at this point. I was there. It was incredible. We beat them away. They come to town this week. Nate, you going to be there?
I will be there. Yep, in the supporter section. It's a 4:30 game.
Nice.
We're in the FOT mob, so this will be it. I'll just be there complaining. Oh, the sun, even though the sun's 60 degrees. I'm really looking forward to it. I think part of the reason too, we're just like, after the team came out of the gate so strong, this is actually 2 losses in a row. It's the first time as SDFC fans we have felt 2 losses in a row. So I think it's the perfect timing to just reset back at home. Everyone's looking forward to it. We've had 2 weeks off, to where I know all you crazies out there, all you traveling fans, I love you guys. You guys are nuts. But I'm glad that I've had 2 weeks off from partying because I need it at almost 40 years old. So I'm really looking forward to this tailgate and all that stuff, but very happy that I've had 2 weeks off.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm just now recovering from Colorado. I feel like I literally was down and out it took it out of me, and I commuted and stuff, pretty hard. But so yeah, I get it. It's that you give we SD give it all you got. It's a chant that in return, us fans, we got to give it everything that we got. And so far, every experience that I've been a part of, we certainly have brought it, as I should say.
But
But
no,
what do you think? Do you think we're gonna run it back with another victory over these
I
chumps?
I do. I think so. I think we're, have a little bit of a fire lit underneath us. I I do weirdly, I think no, no, he's not. I was gonna say maybe Yepa will get rested, but I don't think so. I think
He
that'd be the
can. He's so
bad call.
important.
I think this game, like literally, is gonna be the game where we go back to the tried and true lineup. Delatory, Godoy, and Yepa in the midfield, all that stuff. We're gonna have the normal lineup, and then I think we are gonna win. I one piece I love to see is on social media. San Diego FC posted about Luca De La Torre used to play at City Heights, the fields that I went to the Carne Asada at, which is really cool. So growing up right there, playing in that field, and then his coach from back in the day was actually taking pictures with him at SDFC games. So amazing San Diego homegrown stuff. So that's my way of saying I think De La Torre is going to score against Real Salt Lake. Um, I think maybe a 1-0 win. I'll even throw my prediction out there. I'm going to say 1-0 win for us. I
One
think we're going
nil.
to tighten it up. We're going to play a tight game and just beat them in every aspect, and just a solid 1-0 where everyone's going to be like, we could have won 8-0, but it'll be 1-0.
Yeah, I think we're not going to win 8-0, but I'm going to split the difference, and I think you're going to have a good time this weekend. I think we might have a 4-0 something.
I said one, but
I
then
know you did, but you
afterwards,
said
okay.
it said it could. You were in your
People
journeys that you
after
said
this, I feel like it's going to be after that game. People are going to be like, that could have been 8
exactly.
8-0.
Well, I'm
One
saying
of
we
those
are going
games.
to score half of that.
We're
Four
going to score.
goals.
Oh, hell
4-0.
yeah.
4-0. It will be a
I
half
love
the
it.
dream.
I bet.
The
I love
reality.
it.
So I think you guys are having a good time this weekend. I think you're exactly right on the lineup. Hopefully Diop is in the start, and then maybe Mighton. Probably not, because it might just get. Yeah, maybe Mighton squeaks in somewhere. But yeah. What do you think, Chris? What's your prediction?
Well, first of all, Nate, you said something about lighting a fire under our asses, and I'm sure that's exactly what Keegan's experiencing right now.
Ooh,
I was totally ready for you to tell me that I had another stat completely
that's what I was
incorrect.
thinking too.
I was just like, yep, let's come on, bring it on me. I'm sorry. I
I'm not
have
the
fucking 50
statistician.
things up right now. No, yes, you are. You're better at that than I am, because I will do the nebulous stuff, and then you can be like, oh no, like you keep me in line, you know what I'm saying? Okay.
Uh, I do have two predictions regarding our lineup. Or is it two predictions, Nathan? Two predictions in our lineup. I think we're gonna come out hot and start Willie at right back.
Really, come on.
I don't know that he's gotten a start yet, has he?
Yeah,
He might have had one.
he had one, I think. I'm pretty sure he had one.
And then the other prediction is Milan Alaski is gonna start up top. He's gonna get his
Ooh,
first start.
Let's go
as
native.
I want to
player.
see it. I would love to see it.
So do I. So do I. Unfortunately, that means Mighton won't start because we'll have Juki and Dryer on the wings, and
Super sub.
yeah, that's fine. I think it's gonna be a really, really strong performance from us. I think we're gonna bounce back really sound. I don't think we could have come home soon enough. So I could see a really solid 2-0, 3-0 victory. We'll go Dos Alcero for those US men's national team fans. But yes, we'll go 2-0. I mean, Real Salt Lake's not great. It's a huge game for them though. So we have 14 points, they have 9. if they win this game, they're jumping a significant portion of the table to 12 points. And conversely, we would drop quite a bit. So it's a big game for both of us, obviously, but probably bigger for them. But we need to go in there and show them his boss.
And Diego Luna got his red card rescinded, so I think he's available for this game, which is bad news for us. Freaking Moon Boy. He's really good. By the way, been watching Andor. New season's out, y'all. Watch that shit.
Hey, you
Diego
love that
Luna.
show.
It's one of my favorite shows of all time. Not
Are
even
you
funny.
So I'm
But,
just looking at the score sheet now, and it says he had a red card. But was it rescinded after the
Yeah.
fact?
I
It was
believe so.
rescinded.
Oh, okay. Like
But
after
I
the
don't
match
know.
had ended.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
they reviewed it after the fact and were like, that's not a red card.
Oh, okay.
So I think he's available for the game against us, which is unfortunate news for us.
Yeah, I believe you're correct.
It is.
Yeah. So yeah, I think considering the away support that we had and we beat their asses there and they couldn't hang with our energy, I think they're not going to be able to. They were got the real fortress, I think, before this season is up next season. Yeah, Trev, Trev, you got a producer, Trevor? 3-1.
Oh, I like
Trevor's
it.
coming out with
I like it.
3-1.
I
Thanks,
do like it. Diego Luna, is he scoring the goal for All Salt Lake?
the Moon Boy.
He's got to.
I meant to get a pic. There was a kid holding a Moon Boy scarf when I was in Salt Lake City. I meant to get a picture of him and
That's
send
awesome.
it to
God.
you.
Oh my God, so funny. But I was gonna make the joke that like this is when, so after an away game at Charlotte, where do we go before that? Austin?
Colorado.
Colorado.
It's hard to keep track of it all.
Right now the players are getting back and they're just like, oh my God, I'm so glad I'm back home in San Diego. Now they understand. They're that, like, so that feeling of San Diego being home is only going to grow within the players. So you'll see it. Like even if we just sneak into the playoffs at the end of the season this season, watch it. We're going to be the first fantasy team, first expansion team to win the cup. I said it.
Heck yeah. Well, yeah, that's
let's just not concede early,
oh yeah.
please. Like, let's score early. Let's score like we did in fucking Colorado, right? No, not Colorado. Where was it where we scored in like the second minute? It was in San Diego. It was our last home game. I can't remember who we were. Nate, you were there.
Yeah, it's hard to remember.
It is hard to keep
freaking
down
out
the road
every
and
single
stuff.
time. You know, it wasn't Sounders. It wasn't Columbus.
I think it was Sounders,
Sounders.
actually.
It was Sounders.
It wasn't Sounders, of course.
Yeah, it was Sounders.
Yeah, it was Sounders.
That's appropriate.
But let's do that again. Let's fucking get all the momentum. Let's get the snake off our back. I know that's not the saying, but it's always dangerous when a snake's on your back.
You don't want a snake on
It's
your
true.
back.
It's
Maybe
true.
in your boots.
It's true. The monkey and the snake will fight each other. The snake will go to bite the monkey, and it'll bite you. The monkey will go to get you. It'll bite you. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put the
Or,
quarter
sorry
in,
for
the
ruining your joke.
merry-go-round.
It was pre-ruined, so you're good. If anything, you enhanced it.
I tried to go with it.
No, I
Did a
appreciate
horrible
it.
job. I'm sorry.
Well, it's unanimous. I'm sure Keegan would have predicted something outrageous like 7 to -1 or something like that.
Keegan would have predicted a home run in this game.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
No hitter.
Yeah, Tatis.
Yep, it's
home
going to
run,
score a home run.
Machado assist, etc. For sure. But yeah, so we're all thinking pretty confident in the victory this weekend. I'm a betting man, and I wish I could sports bet in Montana.
You know what? And I will bet you $1 million that I'm going to have a good time no matter what. So if anybody wants to take that bet,
I don't want to take that
I'm
bet.
open.
Unless I do something to sabotage you, then I might take that bet. But
That's true.
I would never do that.
What are you gonna do?
I could. There's a number of things that ran through my head. Slashing the tires would ruin his day.
No, he'd be fine with it.
He would be
I
fine.
walked-
What if
I walked down. So
It'd have to be something like
food
severe,
poisoning? Yeah, like food poisoning in his drink. Would that do it?
putting liquid wrench in my cocktails.
food poisoning his drink.
That's the thing. You
Interesting.
put a little salmonella cocktail in the cocktail, and then he drinks the whole cocktail, and he gets
But
sick.
wouldn't that not be food? Would that be
Like-
liquid?
Well, I
poisoning?
harvest salmonella to poison my friends.
I think
It's a hobby.
technically that means the drink is venomous. No,
Nah, snake on your back. Be careful.
It's a saying. Pizza. Let's just get some pizza. I'll poison the pizza. I would never do that. Well, you're gonna have a good time. Bet is not
We will.
accepted. What is
Okay.
accepted is the fact that You said everybody's going to get prize, not everybody, of their fantasy soccer league. And let's
Yes.
dive into a little fantasy roundup.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it this week, but we will, and they all will be getting prizes. Let's go. Chris, take it away.
Well, Nathan had a rough week, but I am not one to speak, and maybe it's a bit bleak for us here hosts
This week.
and maybe we're a bunch of geeks.
Certainly are. Reek, that's
yeah,
a good
so-
name. Sorry.
Caracas still in first place, put up a solid 70 points. You do that every
Jeez.
week, you're going to win.
Yeah.
It wasn't the highest scoring of the week. 79 points was the highest by SDTBFC. I'm not sure who that is.
Well done.
Well done. Yeah, Caracas has a San Diego F.C. Italia is kind of creeping up. Does anyone know who that is?
Yeah,
Max,
Max.
it's Max.
Oh, it's Max.
Dang it,
He's
Max.
creeping up. He's only 65, 67 points out from
Ooh.
Caracas. So Caracas has 625 and Max has 558.
Nice.
Nate dropped from second place to fifth place this week. Only put up 53 points,
Womp womp.
which is a bummer for us SDFC Fancast guys.
Probably picked a
Keegan-
good captain for once.
That's good. Keegan shit the bed as well. 48 points. He's in 10th place. I'm a huge pile of shit. 13th place, 55 points this week.
That is one big pile of shit.
Julie actually didn't do great, surprisingly. I mean, 47 points, respectable, but she's in 14th place. She's beating both Colin and Trevor, so
God
props
dang
to
it.
her.
I mean, well done.
Colin put up 53 points. Oh, sorry, Julie's in 14th place. I don't know if I said that. Colin's in 17th place, put up 53 points this week. And I honestly don't think Trevor's trying because this is. I think he feels like as the producer, he has a fiduciary responsibility to our clients to
Yeah.
get last
DFL.
place. Yeah,
Give me a hell yeah!
so he put up
Because
30.
I'm not using petty cash for that. I'm the producer here, all right?
He put up 32 points this week. He's in dead last with 350. So to give you some context, Caracas has 625 and Trev has 350. So almost doubling Trevor.
a lot of season left, Trevor. You got it, bud. You can rally.
I love the Stone Cold clip too because he just posted a video of him bragging about his cats the other day.
And it was just WrestleMania where he made an appearance past weekend too. If you're a WWE.
Oh, that's why he's all over the place, duh.
Yeah, he was.
He was
it
like
was a good.
driving a fucking quad like
Yeah,
through the stadium. It was crazy.
It was a good weekend, and Monday Night Raw was pretty funny as well.
But real quick, I have seen Trev make miraculous comebacks before in Fantasy Premier League.
That's right.
I distinctly remember maybe it was 2-3 seasons ago where he had a similar start like this, and he ended up maybe winning or at least taking like second place or something like that. So don't count the producer out. That's all I'm gonna say after I talked all that shit on him.
I think Chris brought that up because Trev got second place and Chris got first place that season. I think that was a humble brag right there.
Mama.
Yeah, maybe unintentional, maybe intentional. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. You should brag. Dude, we've been playing fantasy forever, and it's with nerds who like obsess about soccer. So winning that Premier League fantasy is I'll put that on my tombstone. Like I will.
Speaking
That's
of
hard.
tombstone,
That's
all right,
freaking hard.
Val Kilmer. Gosh, gone too soon.
We talked about that like a month ago.
He just died like 2 weeks ago. Whatever. You're probably right. We did. Anyways,
Well,
moving
you
on. We
know,
many new
it's-
signing. I hear.
Oh, yes, we did. Thank
Oh,
you, my
bitches.
friend. Mr. Nate, say his name.
Oh,
You
you know what's funny?
I think it's funny. It's not even hard to say.
Verhoeven.
Verhoeven,
So,
thank you.
The
I
reason
know.
that I know that too is I want to know that's it's like a Dutch name, something like that. But the guy that directed Starship Troopers, one of my favorite movies of all time, wonderful satire, Paul Verhoeven is his name. So Oscar Verhoeven is who we just signed, and I would really like to know if they are related to each other. But no, he's from, I think we may have touched on it, but he's from Mikey's area. He's from East Bay. So I got to imagine there seems to be a lot of talent. Like there's got to be these talent pools from Southern California, from the Bay Area, And then from whatever that one college we talked about, remember one of our players we got is was out of some college that Clint Dempsey was at or something. So there seems to be these pockets in the US where there's really good soccer players that come out of, and then Texas as a state, that's why they have so many freaking teams. But I pumped on it. I mean, I think Mikey must have his finger on the pulse in the US national team stuff. I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself now. I think I already said all this stuff. I'm happy with it. I trust Mikey in his signings, especially for young US players, because that's where he has, cut his teeth, is all in the US youth program.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm down too. I mean, the more depth, the better. Like you said last week, Nate, that especially defensively, never know who's going to pick up a knock, get a red card. Andres Reyes. But here's a question. Trev, hit me with the question noise. Ooh,
Pretty good.
Pretty good off the cuff. When are we gonna, because we are the only team that has exclusive rights to scout in Mexico. When are we gonna see that first Mexican signing through the Right to Dream Academy?
Is it going to be Santa? Are we? So I was thinking about this a lot, and I do not know how the rules work, but I was also tying it in with our next DP signing. So Santi Jimenez, who plays for AC Milan, Mexican national, could we get him? I don't think so, because he is kind of from Argentinian descent. Don't get mad at me, everybody, but he really is. His dad is Argentinian, played in the Mexican league, and that's why he's Mexican. But does that count? How much is it? Literally just, I think it's just a geographical thing, right? Like it goes X amount of miles into Mexico, in a circle. So the player now does it, but the question is, the player, if they go up through TJ's academy since they're 13 years old, do they count as a homegrown player in that geographical location, or do they have to literally be born there?
I think I brought it up out of turn, because I think more of what that entails is more like our scouting department, aka our what's that?
I said Right to Dream. They're a scouting department, right?
Yeah, but it's more like our what's the word I'm looking for? It's not like a big player that we're going to sign right now. It's more like the lower level, like our academy. It's more our academy has the ability to scout in Mexico or in this particular radius.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a DP doesn't, I really don't think it matters where we go.
No, DPs don't matter.
Yeah. So
okay, so it's just falling into that bracket of money where it's like a homegrown player as opposed to DP and all that stuff. It's literally the different, I guess, how you identify the
classification.
Yeah, classify them.
It's a good question, because you would think that as an academy you can go and scout anywhere. So maybe it's just youth. Maybe it's every team has this quote unquote radius surrounding their team where they can scout youth players, whereas we're the only team geographically close enough to where we can scout in Mexico. I'm assuming that's maybe what it is, but we should get some clarity.
If it's depending on where you're born, let me know, because I will SDFC. I'll help you make fake birth certificates for people in TJ. Let me know. I'm happy to
hit them up.
Whatever, anything we need to do, you let me know. This is what we call hiding in plain sight. Everyone's gonna think it's a joke.
Yep, and I can corroborate this, that Nate is allegedly really, really good at that kind of thing. So if you want to allegedly hit us up, Nate can help you out. Allegedly.
Thomas Mueller, he was actually born in Tijuana, believe it or not.
Yes, he was, and
right?
He's 17 years old, so he falls within that.
We didn't have to. We can pay him. We can pay him $50 a week, and he's good to go. Doesn't even go against our. Doesn't even go against our ledger.
Give me a German accent, a German-born player trying to do a Spanish accent.
You can't. He's not like a professional actor. You're giving him some, but maybe.
Oh, Nate can do it. Trust me. Watch.
Oh, I know.
Hello, my name is Thomas Mueller. Me gusta tacos.
Told you he could do it.
That's pretty good. Pretty damn good.
I knew I couldn't do it myself. The idea was there, but the actor.
I
the actor.
get what you went for. You nailed it out of the park. Keegan would appreciate it. He would have said it was a home run, an inside the park home run, a grand
would've.
slam.
He would have posted it on our soccer Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we had another baseball reference, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Well, that's a pretty high note to end things on. It's sort of like that episode of Seinfeld when George would just leave the room after saying something funny. That's it. I'm done. That's all for me. But it was like half the day still to work. You leave on a high note. So, Chris, he's already gone. Did you guys have anything else to touch on before we wrap this baby up?
Looking forward to the game on Saturday. I'll be
Yeah.
there.
Oh wait, shit, he's Italian now.
Ito, Miss Amula.
Magusta.
Hey, Chris, come back in and then go back out and make a run. Can you do that? Can you run in and then run out for the run? Oh, look at him. Make that run.
Your boobs are huge.